Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum, welcome everyone. Welcome to our practice of Yin, Rest and Reset. As we're moving into autumn and we've just sort of in this phase past the equinox and still sort of feeling the swirl of that energy, we're going to focus today on the lung meridian. And the lung meridian is paired with a large intestine. So these are the two meridians that are most associated with this season of autumn. So we'll be practicing autumnal yin to nourish, to prepare our immune system. So let's come into our easy seat. Have available all that you need for your practice. Your cushions or blocks, blankets, towels. And so just have them within reach, that when you want to reach for them or when you want to, I will be layering up our practice today. Let's come into our mudra. The mudra that we're going to adopt is a mudra that's very closely associated with the lung meridian, lung health. So it helps the flow of prana through the rivers of the system, which nourish each of our organs. Curl in the index to the base of the thumb and then bring the tip. So the index represents the element of air. The element of air most closely associated with the lungs. So let's curl in the index to the base of the thumb. Bring the tip of the middle and the tip of the thumbs together, and then extend the ring and little fingers and place them palms face up on your knees or thighs. And closing your eyes, softening here, honoring our practice of yin, this cooling aspect of yoga, the lunar energies that are channeled through this practice. Become aware of your breath, the flow of prana within, the upward direction of the energies as we inhale, and the downward flow of energies as we exhale. Prana, the upward flowing, inspiring breath. Upon the downward, eliminating breath. Taking in what we need, letting go of what we don't need. Our mantra for today is Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Invoking the energies of Hanuman, the deity whose heart is full, who is strong, who most associated you see with the heart open. So this is an invitation of openness, with that openness comes greater clarity. We'll chant Om and then Om Hanumate Namaha 3 times. Inhale to prepare. Om. Om. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om. Gently opening your eyes, releasing your mudra. And let's start off with some gentle tapping. So the lung meridian runs from the front of the chest, just by the collarbones, and then along the inside of the arm, all the way to the thumb. The large intestine meridian runs from the outside of the index finger along the outside of the arm, all the way along the neck. So we'll just focus on this sort of flow along the arms. So we're really focusing on the arms today. So let's start by tapping just up here around the collarbone, using 4 fingers. And you can start on the left side, and we'll do both sides. So tapping all the way along the inside of the arm, focusing around the inside of the elbow and down to the wrist. And your mantra for today can be in a language of your own choice, your home language, which you could be chanting, I am in good health, I am strong and resilient. Then to the index, and we'll go up the outside of the arm, and again focus around the wrist, around the elbow, up the arm, and then the ear, just to the back of the ear. We're not going to do too much around the neck. And let's go the other way. So collarbone, across to the shoulder, and then down the inside of the arm. And we'll focus again, tapping gently around the elbow, inside of the elbow, all the way down to the wrist. If there's some energy that you wish to shift, some stagnant or stuck energy, you may find a way of vocalizing that into a mantra. I shed, I let go, I release. Then the outside of the index, along the upper arm, again focusing around the wrist, the elbow, and up the shoulder to the neck and the back of the ear. And this time, as we go the other side, I'm going to chant Om Hanumate Namaha, Om Hanumate Namaha, Om Hanumate Namaha. And what we're doing as we tap and chant, we are creating new patterns for our mind, for the sensations, and we're associating these new patterns with this gentle tapping and pressure. This interrupts any negative cycles or thought patterns that we fall into, where we might be thinking, you know, as a positive approach to our health, in terms of thinking of ourselves as beings that are whole and complete, thinking of ourselves as beings that are going through something that's temporary and not attaching to it, something that is impermanent. Om Hanumate Namaha. So just a way of shifting, not necessarily the health condition that we're experiencing, but our relationship with our health condition, our relationship with our immune system, so that we are trusting in the immune system. We are trusting in our body to be resilient and to be able to move towards health and take the actions that we need to take. They may not be the things that are the cure, they may not be the answer to what we are looking for, but it will help us to form a different relationship with our body, a relationship that is based on love and compassion, and a sense of trusting our body to be strong, to be resilient, to heal. And that is often the one thing that we can manage, is our relationship with the body, with our health condition, with the way that we see our health, with the way that we take a perspective on our health. Once you've released your tapping and letting go and shedding whatever you wish to release today, let's come into our first pose. Our first pose is Decolonising, butterfly. So again, I'm going to invite you to have available whatever you need, so that as you fold forward, you come to rest in something. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. And here you might place some blankets or some pillows, so that when you fold forward, you can rest your head on your little stack here. And this feels great for the feet as well. So when you put some weight on the feet, on the ankles, if there's any aches and pains there, it's a real sense of relief. Lengthen and then exhale to fold forward. And soften here. So resting your eyebrow center on something. So you have something available. And soften here. Take 3 full breaths to settle into the pose. When we come into our sort of body intelligence, we sense the subtle edges. And in sensing those subtle edges, we can play with them in a way that honors our body with tenderness. Thinking about the lungs and the large intestine as organs and the functions that they perform for the body. There's a taking in, ingestion. There's a transformative process in the exchange of gases, in the exchange of substances that are transformed. The body draws upon those, that which it needs, and then eliminates the waste product or that which we do not need. So there's this ingestion, digestion, and elimination. So these 2 organs reflect the energies of this season of autumn. Once you have settled and sort of come to sense the subtle edges of this pose, so how wherever you are folding forward and softening there, resolve to honor the stillness of the body in this moment. The stillness of the body invites stillness of the mind. This is the digestible processing part of this asana. One more full breath here in Baddha Konasana. Inhale and rise up with the crown, moving slowly, mindfully with tender care. Release any props that you had. What I suggest you do is you place a prop to the top of your mat and move carefully into Anahatasana, melting heart pose. So the blankets here, or cushions or pillows that you have available, it's an opportunity to sort of rest your heart space, the lungs on here. So you may wish to raise them. And we'll come into half variation. So fold in your right arm and keep the left arm extended. That you are supported. So either your chest is supported, your eyebrow center is supported, your left arm is extended, your right arm is folded. Anahatasana, Ardha Anahatasana. And you can see by the extension of the arm, the opening of the side body here. As you breathe into the lungs, allowing the lungs to expand, noticing the flow of energy from the thumb, between the thumb and the collarbones, between the index and the neck, channels of energy flowing. So in this pose, you can really feel the extension around the torso, the space around the lower abdomen. Let's fold in the left arm now and extend the right arm long. So we have Ardha Anahatasana with the right arm extended now. Om Hanumate Namaha. Invoking the strength and valor, loyalty, and courage of Hanuman. So we can draw that energy in towards sustaining stimulating our health, immune health of the immune system, the health of the lungs, the health of the digestive tract. So that as we move into a more dormant period, or the seasons change, the weather changes, we are prepared. Let's fold in the right arm here. Now, my friends, I want to invite you to come onto your elbows and bring your fingertips to the shoulder blades here so that you can fold your elbows and touch the back of your shoulders here. This will feel quite intense, so it might not be something that you wish to stay in for very long. If it feels too much, remember you can place your hands, your elbows rather, onto your cushion or pillow. So you should feel this sensation from underneath the armpit, along the arms. Three more breaths here, and then let's prepare for our gentle transition by releasing the elbows, unfolding them, unbending them. And let's sit back in child's pose. And take your arms alongside you, palms face up. I'm taking my pillow, my blankets with me and keeping my head rested on the blankets. And you're invited to do the same. I hope you can hear me when I'm folded under. here in child's pose. And now, my friends, I invite you to rise up from child's pose. And we're going to move into our Garudasana pose. So your blankets can come in help here. You can place your sit bones on one. Garudasana, we're going to either have half variation or full variation. Now, if you're going for half variation, extend the left leg long, and you can always roll up a blanket and place it underneath the left knee. Take the right leg, and place the right knee above the left knee here. So you have a support underneath that left knee. So this is your half variation. So this is a shoelace pose, also known as cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Gomukhasana legs here. If you wish, you can always bring that left heel closer to the right hip as well. Again, you may choose to, depending on how it feels, place a little cushioning effect between the two knees. You might place a cushion underneath the knees. This folded blanket can serve lots of purposes here. When you are settled in the position for the legs, whether it's Ardha, Gomukhasana, whether you're folding both legs in, lengthen here, open out the arms. And let's cross the right elbow on top of the left elbow and bring the backs of the hands together, or wrap the left fingertips. You can also place your hands on shoulders here, my friends. So coming into Garudasana. We're all going to look very different here, my friends. So in this transition from summer to autumn, from long days to long nights, it can feel quite unsettling. This change can feel as if it discomforts us or causes us to feel anxious, which is a very natural response to change. We might feel sad at the passing of summer. By working on the lung and the large intestine meridians, these pranic channels, we are inviting ourselves to go with the flow rather than to resist the change or fear the change. One more breath here with Garudasana arms, and let's open up the arms. Flip the left palm so it faces back, keep the right palm facing forward, and take the left hand behind your back, between the shoulder blades. Reach your right arm up and then lean, then reach your right hand back to meet the left hand. So clasping here. So you come into Gomukhasana arms. Here you can be holding onto the t-shirt. So if I turn around, and then you can see the different, what we're doing with back here. You could be holding onto your t-shirt. Your fingers could be interlaced. That right elbow is reaching up. You're not here for very long. If you have a belt or a tie, you can also hold on to the belt or tie between the left and right hands. So lifting that right elbow up towards the sky. Three more breaths here. Then release the right fingertips and reach the right hand up. Open out the arm up to the right. And then slowly release the left arm. Keep that left hand facing back. And then turn the left hand and bring the arms in. Release that lower leg if it's folded in and uncross the right knee. And take a moment here. So you might want to sway your knees left to right. And then let's go to the right. So extend the right leg long if you wish to have this variation with half variation. Support that knee perhaps. And then cross the left knee over the right knee. So you come into your Ardha Gomukhasana variation here. If you wish, you can fold in the left right heel towards the left hip. And again, you have your blanket available. We'll give you options. You can place the blanket underneath the left knee. You can place the blanket underneath both knees. Settle where you want. Open out your arms. Let's cross the left elbow over the right elbow. Hands come to shoulders, backs of hands, or wrap the right fingertips onto the left palm. So the left elbow is on top here, just like your left leg is on top. So very much working on the upper body here, the arms, and often understanding the connection between the meridians or these nadis, these pathways, the lung and large intestine pathways, and the organs can feel a little bit tenuous. The explanation for that is that these are the channels that lead to those organs and nourish those organs with the energy, with the prana. Om Hanumate Namaha. Three more breaths here. And then let's slowly release our arms, open out our arms wide. Flip the right palm to the back, keep the left palm pointing forward. And bend into the right elbow and take the right hand behind the back, somewhere near the shoulder blades. Reach the left arm up and then reach behind towards the right hand here. You may again be able to clasp fingers if the reach is available to you. You may take hold of your t-shirt, use a strap or a belt. And it won't be the same on both sides. So it depends on which is your dominant hand, whether you're left or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I have less space. My muscles are slightly more strongly formed in the right arm. Keep the left elbow reaching up. We are kind of moving the summer and late summer is well, spring and summer and late summer, very much growth periods in nature, when everything blooms. And then in autumn is when we harvest all of the fruits and flowers. And then we move towards a more dormant phase in nature. This is the calling of nature to our own bodies, living in the same cycles as the seasons around us. Let's release the left hand and reach up with the left arm, open it out wide. And then with care, release the right arm, keep the right hand facing back before releasing it. And then, my friends, let's release our legs from our Gomukhasana, our shoelace. And you can sway your knees from left to right. Maybe stretch out your legs here as well. From here, my friends, we're going to transition into a heart opener. So we're going to come to lying down for this option here. For your heart opener, let's take your equivalent of pillow or bolster. So reach for your bolster or pillow. Depending on how high you want, we're going to rest our back on the bolster. So you may not want it as high as I have this bolster here. You might want to be closer to the earth. You may also want available something for your neck so that it's comfortable for your neck. So you might want to place a small cushion or pillow at that end. I'm trying to even out my bolster a little bit. We're going to come up with our lower back towards the end of the bolster or pillow. So feel where your navel is, and then find the corresponding point at your lower back. Now, from that point in the lower back is where we want to bring to rest on our pillow or bolster. So we're not going to lay the whole length of our back, just at the point that is sort of sits behind the navel. So here we have our lower abdomen open. And then we can bring our head to rest. Now, if it doesn't feel comfortable underneath your neck, it might be that you need a slightly higher pillow or cushion. So you want your neck and head to feel comfortable here. This might require a little bit of playing around with your head support. That's great. So it's worth spending a little bit of time getting yourself settled here. Now, if your back is pinching, it might be that you have got, so especially your lower back, you might want to shift down away from your bolster because you might be on your sacrum. We only really want the bottom part of our ribs and where the diaphragm would be on the bolster or pillow. So that our lower abdomen below the navel and all of the area around the side, and the lower back is free. We're going to keep our feet flat on the earth. And it might be that you knock your knees in, or you keep your knees parallel. Find what you wish to do here. You can place your knees, your feet directly on the earth or on a folded blanket here to keep warm. And when you've settled here, your back feels comfortable, your neck feels comfortable, arms open out, palms face up. You can close your eyes here. So this is our lung and heart opener, but also we have lots of space here for our lower abdomen, for where our large intestines are. If you want to give yourself a little rub, you can rotate your up hand one way, then the other way, on your lower abdomen. And see what feels comfortable for you. So you may notice very quickly that going clockwise rather than anti-clockwise feels more soothing. When we're going clockwise, we're going with the twist of the colon. You may want to cover your eyes with your eye pillow or a soft scarf. This is most certainly one of my favorite asanas in Yin. So we're in this sort of natural cycle of giving, of taking in, of receiving nourishment, both from the abundance of the harvest, the drawing in of the nights that invite us to sleep, to rest. 3 more breaths here. And then we are going to invite a gentle transition. So I will talk you through it. I know you probably want to stay here for a while. As you inhale, tuck your chin and begin to roll onto the side that feels most comfortable for you. Bring your whole self to the earth here. Perhaps you bring your cushion and pillow with you. And rest here on your side. This is the sleeping Krishna. And your upper arm hand is supporting you, resting on the earth here. Give yourself a few moments here to acclimatize. And then I invite you to rise up very gently without too much disturbance, because we're going to create an additional prop here. So you already have your bolster and you have your cushion or head support. You might have a folded blanket at your foot end. What I'm going to invite you to do is to sort of layer up here. So what you might do is place some blocks or some pillows or cushions so that it's a little bit higher. So for example, I'm going to place, as you can see, I've sort of got some blocks. We're going to lie on the length of our bolster. So for our feet, we want to have a fairly similar height. So I might just try it with that blanket, and that might be enough. So what we're going to do now is to rest our whole length of our spine on our bolster or pillow. And we're going to bring the back of our head onto the floor. So you might want to have a lower cushion there or a lower blanket. Because of my neck injury, I'm going to keep quite a large cushion there. So there's only a small gap between the bolster and the pillow. So if you have a look, what we've created, we have something for the back of our head that is lower than our bolster or pillow. Then we have something on which we're going to place our feet, which is probably about the same height as our bolster or pillow. And there's a little bit of a gap there. When you've created your little structure, and remember you may choose just to lie directly on the earth. Just checking in my dog who seems to be having a little dream. So from here, let's bring our tail, our sacrum onto the end of our bolster or pillow, and then lower down very slowly so that the length of your back is supported by your pillow. And then your back of your neck comes onto your cushion or folded blanket. So it kind of feels that you are sort of tipping here slightly. So your hips and pelvis are definitely going to feel higher than your head. And then, my friends, extend your legs long and place your feet on your little stack of cushions or blankets at the other end of your mat. So you're quite lifted here off the earth. Your arms are on the ground, slightly away, palms face up. And here, my friends, I invite you to close your eyes. Resting in. Again, as you can feel how much your heart and lungs are open here. The support that you have for your digestive tract. Soften at the ankles and allow your feet to fall out. Another option often is to tie a belt around the ankles. You might feel like too much to have your feet falling open. But for today, we'll stay here like this. And then soften here. If you can hear some background noise, I apologize. Rest here in this very supported pose. The sense of when we're working with the energy of Hanuman, and I've chosen this deity for our practice today because of the open-heartedness, the tolerance, the broadened perspectives, which help us to see that which we can let go of or release. It will help us to cultivate awe and wonder for the beauty in each moment, so that when we retain what we need, we can see the beauty in that, find the joy in that. Autumn is a beautiful season in which we often look at the changing colors of the leaves in awe and wonder at nature's beautiful landscapes. Looking at the awe and wonder of our bodies and all that our bodies can do. Focusing on the abilities, on everything, all of the wonders of our bodies, each in a different, unique way to another. And then going with the flow of that. There's no need to be in control. There's no need to be searching for perfection. It is already there in the wonderment of nature. Three full breaths here. My friends, when you've done your 3 breaths, we invite you to fold in your right knee and hug it in. Keep that left leg extended here. Clasp your hands around your shins. And then I invite you, and then place that foot on the earth, and then you can hug in the left knee. And then place that foot on the earth. And again, I'm going to invite you to now roll over onto the other side to where you rolled on before. I'm going to go to the same side so you can continue to see me. Let's rise up and remove our bolster and large pillow. We no longer need that. Remove the sort of support for our feet that we created. And let's take our blanket. And what we're going to do with our blanket is roll it up into a sausage shape. So it's going to be as wide as our mat. And we're going to come onto the earth. And we want this blanket to be parallel with our shoulder blades. So that when we're going to reach overhead. So when you're ready, let's come back down to the earth. Keep your knees bent for the moment and sort of shuffle around until you find that comfortable place with we're opening the wings of the heart, the wings here. We're going to open the side body here. So check that the end of your blanket is sort of parallel with your sort of lower part of your armpit, really. So you want to have your shoulder blades on the blanket. Your back of your head resting on the earth. If your head on the earth doesn't feel comfortable, it might be that your blanket is rolled up a little too high. So try and sort of take a roll out of it. Slightly tuck in the chin. Your feet can be flat on the earth with a bend in your knees. Arms reach overhead. If it feels uncomfortable to bring the backs of your hands directly onto the earth, you can place a cushion underneath the backs of the hands. I have a dog bed here for that same purpose, although no dog. If you wish to, you can extend your legs longer, open out the feet to the sides. Keep your eyes closed, an eye pillow. over your eyes or a soft scarf. Now, my friends, we're going to come into Crescent pose on the earth, banana asana. So let's walk your feet to the bottom left-hand corner of your mat. You can cross your right ankle over the left ankle. Let's take your head over to the left and then reach for your right wrist with your left hand. So you come into this banana shape. And you'll notice how this feels different with the support underneath the shoulder blades. You can feel all of the space between each of the ribs. And if you have your hands wrapped here, curling of your right hand, curling the index to the base of the thumb, bring the tip of the middle and the tip of the thumb together, extend the ring the little finger in your lung, balancing with that invites good immunity. We're not going to be here for very long because this is a really intense opening of the side body here. Three more breaths. And then, my friends, we invite you to move your head and arms back to center, uncross the right leg if it's on the top of the left. And let's be neutral here for a moment so that legs are extended, feet fall apart, arms are overhead. So we'll come back to this central location first. And then when you're ready, let's walk the right foot to the bottom right-hand corner of your mat. You have the option of taking your left foot close to it, left leg crosses over the right ankle. And then let's move the head to the top right-hand corner of the mat. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Curl the left index into the base of the thumb. Bring the middle and the thumb together, ring and little finger extended in our balancing mudra for good lung health. 3 more breaths here. Next, let's return back to center by uncrossing the ankles, releasing the wrist. Moving the head back to center, arms overhead. Take a moment here. Now I'm going to invite you to prepare for your Shavasana. So remove this blanket from underneath the back. And then come ready into your Shavasana. Now your Shavasana, you can use props, place a bolster or pillow underneath the knees, cover yourself, and setting your timer for your Shavasana. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And set your timer with a lovely bell, soft sound, so that when your time concludes, it is a gentle awakening. And then closing your practice with Om Hanumate Namaha 3 times, Om Shanti 3 times. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad, my friends.